Welcome back to Valley Crawlers and another tyre test. This is the Hobby Sole, even though it doesn't say it on there. Oh, it actually does. Hobby Sole Mud Terrain Extreme MT tyre. I was kind of surprised myself there because when I bought these off eBay and they didn't say Hobby Sole, I can't remember what it said. And then when I turned up, I had this sticker on it that says Hobby Sole. And then I didn't actually read the sidewall where it says Hobby Sole. I bought these off eBay. It cost me $50 for the set of 4 Australians, about $33 US for all 4. I've mounted 3 up already and fairly happy with the insert I've used. Oh, actually the insert that comes with is this foam, typical black foam. It actually doesn't feel too bad. It feels a little bit on the firm side. Actually, it probably feels pretty good. Maybe slightly firm. I'd say it's a medium foam. It actually feels pretty good. If you wanted to run them in the short term, it'd probably be all right. But I'm going to run the Endura blue insert with no ribs cut, and I think that's a pretty well matched insert considering how thin the tyre is. And do I cut that? Yes, I've already put holes in this. So now I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's actually raining outside on the corrugated iron roof. So if we get a bit of noise interference and drowns out my voice, you'd probably be happy about it. But just in case that comes through on the video, that's what it is. So blue insert. Now I've mounted some up already. Oh, geez, I've done it again. Right, I forgot the most important test. Even more important than actually running these is the stickiness test. Quite sticky. And you probably know my thoughts on that. So I'm not sure why I'm doing that. So here's the ones I've mounted up already. The blue insert feels quite good. In fact, it feels very good. Now, as per usual, I'll start off. That rain's getting really heavy now, so if it's really, really bad, I will not film. I will scrap this and I'll refilm this if it's not too bad. And you're wondering what that noise is, it is rain on the roof. But the blue Endura insert feels really good. It feels very, very good. It feels like it suits the tyre really well. Width-wise, it's great. Height-wise, it's great. And I'm going to measure this tyre. Actually, it does say measurements on there, does it? Yep. 4.75 by 1.75. So, width-wise, it's a bit narrow. Coming in about 44.5 mil. And height-wise, quite tall. It's going to be 120 at least. Yeah, it comes in about 122. It is a tall tyre. Now, quite like the tread pattern. I like the rubber. The rubber feels good. I like the tread pattern. It's very, very aggressive. I'm not sure how well these tall lugs are going to go on my course. And I'll grab the worst tyre in the world just to compare it. Now, it's the worst tyre in the world. I need to get rid of these, but it's the same tread pattern as a Traxxas Deep Woods. Have a look at one of my videos if you want to see how that performs. It's terrible. But it's a similar sort of that Cymex, jungle trekker kind of pattern, kind of similar. Difference is the rubber on this feels quite good. But it's definitely got that sort of very aggressive, sort of Borneo, what's it called? Borneo, I don't know, there was these old videos called the Borneo Mud Challenge or Borneo Jungle Challenge or something, that sort of thing. Look it up on YouTube. Yeah, look, it feels good. I'm not sure how these lugs are going to go, these tall lugs on my course, whether or not they'll just fold over. They feel, I don't know if you can see that, it feels like they might just fold over. Anyway, anything else to say? Did I tell you how much they cost? $50 on eBay. I don't think I've seen these on AliExpress, which is normally where I buy tyres, but I don't think I've seen them on there. I just come up as a recommendation thing on eBay, and I looked at them and went, it's all right. So I've mounted them up. As per usual, the front wheels will have brass rings, and the rear wheels will have alloy rings, and haven't decided what rig I'm going to put them on yet. I need to put them on a rig that'll take a tall tyre. So you'll see very soon what rig I'm testing them on. And I will, just out of interest's sake, I will test them against another tyre. What tyre will I test them against? I don't know. It kind of seems boring to keep testing tyres against the Canyon Trail, but the Canyon Trail is my benchmark tyre. If it's better than a Canyon Trail, then it's a pretty good tyre. If it's not the Canyon Trail, you'll find out, because when I run it, I'll put on the video what tyre I'm running. Now, my prediction is that this won't perform very well. My prediction is that these lugs will fall over, and this will be a not very good tyre. Now, I didn't say if this was a shit U-knot test. I think it is. I expect these to be shit, because I'm a little bit over testing cheap tyres at the moment. So anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll go to the running video and comparison now. Well, there you go. That's the testing complete. Now, first up, apologies if the lighting is poor. This is day 7 without power at my house, running on a generator. It does power pretty much the whole house, but I've got to turn it off because it's right outside the shed. And you wouldn't be able to hear me if the generator was still running. So I've got torches all around here, so it's probably better than what it normally is. If it's really bad, apologies. If you don't care, no worries. Now, so the testing, I did the testing, it was about 3 days ago I did the testing on this, where I put it up against these tyres, up against the Canyon Trails, which are still on they're still on the TRX4, so I don't have me, but everyone knows what a Canyon Trail looks like. Now, for those interested in scores, 14 rounds with my boxing style scoring system. I'm not going to go into that too much. If you've watched other videos, I've explained it at length, but my scoring system gives the Canyon Trail 137 out of a possible 140, and these score 130 out of a possible 140. Now, at the end of the day, what that means is that the Traxxas Canyon Trail is a much better performer than the Hobby Soul, what are they called? Hobby Soul Extreme MT Mud Terrain tyres. I think what's happened is, what I thought in the introduction was that these lugs are just too big on my course. They just fold over, and so I think this isn't a blanket. This is not across all the obstacles, but it's certainly with a lot of them. I think most of my obstacles are sort of high grip concrete and rock, and I think because they're such high grip, these just fold over. That's my theory. I think where this did go really well was on the smooth pine logs. This did better than the Traxxas Canyon Trail, and there was another couple of obstacles where these actually did quite well. So I don't think these are a terrible tyre. Now, I'll say this because I've said this 100 times already, but probably in other videos, is that just because a certain tyre doesn't work for me on my course, it's specific to my course. Now, I don't really run anywhere else. I just run on my course, and these are not as good as the Traxxas Canyon Trail on my course. So if you are using these, on clearly a different course or different terrain, then they may well perform differently or better. But I'm testing on what I run on. So I don't think these are terrible. I think, what am I going to say about them? They look great, and I get a little bit sick of saying the same thing. But I say that, tyres look great, but they just don't perform, and that's the case again and again. But they do look cool as hell. They actually remind me, performance-wise, they remind me a little bit of the Endura, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the fake KLR. I can't think what they're called, where the lugs are just too high. Now, I had those tyres. Unfortunately, I sold them, offloaded them before I started filming on YouTube videos, because I read everywhere on Facebook and other platforms where they're the best tyre, they're amazing. They just weren't for me, and it's the same deal. The lugs are just too tall. They just fold over, and then you get no grip off those at all. I think all the grip is coming from these middle lugs and the sidewalls as well, and you're just getting very little off these. Do I have a Traxxas? I've got a cut Canyon Trail here, whereas these lugs aren't as well defined, but they can't fold over. Now, that's all well and good because of the terrain I run on. Now, if you're running in mud, and I never run in mud, I've said this before, I hate mud, but if you're running in mud, these may well be the best tyres ever. I don't know. If that's what you run in and these work awesome, or another tyre works awesome, I'd love to hear your thoughts, just out of interest's sake. And I don't know if this person or people watch this, watch all my videos, but this is, what is this? The Batrazi Precipice. The supplier of these actually commented on one of my videos and said, hey, these are a mud terrain tyre. No wonder they don't work on rock, but I don't buy that for an instant. And these lugs don't fold over like these ones do. But they probably may well have a point, is that maybe they do work well in mud. Maybe these work well in mud. Maybe they will, but highly doubtful. But I don't run on mud, so I'm just testing. I feel like I'm just giving an excuse to these tyres now, because I don't hate these. I think these are okay. I'm actually thinking about keeping these. Oh, actually, one thing with the video, which is pretty clear, is that these are much taller. These are about 6 mil taller than a Traxxas Canyon Trail, give or take. Well, it doesn't look like it there, but they are. They're about 6 mil tall. It's about 1/4 of an inch. And I did feel that the extra centre of the higher centre of gravity did affect the performance of these, where the car, the Sport wanted to flip over. So that could have been an issue as well. Now, once again, I feel like I'm making excuses for this tyre, and I don't mean to. I'm just trying to be fair and equitable. At the end of the day, they clearly weren't as good as the Traxxas Canyon Trail on my course. Do I recommend them? Nope. Would I buy them again? Nope. Are they a shit tyre? I'm going to say no. I've tested tyres much worse than this. I don't think these are great. I wouldn't say they're good even. But they're definitely not the worst tyre. I've tested worse tyres than these, and you know, not, I was going to say not Chinese brands. They probably are Chinese brands, but I've tested RC four-wheel drive tyres worse than these. I've tested Jetco tyres worse than these. What else have I tested that's worse than these? Don't know, I can't think off the top of my head. That's about it. Look, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm just starting to dribble, or continuing to dribble. So the results speak for themselves. Are they shit? No. Are they a good tyre? No, but they're not terrible. They're okay. If you've got these and you think they're amazing, let me know. I've never heard of these before, so maybe there's a legion of followers out there who think these are amazing. Either way, let me know how you went with it, and keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and see you next time.